So what's up, guys? Today is the 2nd of November 2025, and again, I'll be taking you through this weekly technical analysis of the 3rd till the 7th of November 2025. And so far, so good. If we reflect back on October, it was quite a fair week. Sorry, a fair month. I would just say it was a fair month because we had good wins the first 2 weeks of the month. Then again, when I started having that drop, I was caught up on gold, and again, I had some few losses, but again, I tried to recover some of them. And yeah, so this month I'm still expecting. I'm looking forward to see great opportunities happening on different pairs. And again, it's been the last quarter of the year, November and December. We're anticipating to see a great close. I hope we can close well this week, this month, and again also coming month, and we'll have a great ending of the 2025. And without further much ado, let's have a look at the fundamental analysis or again the economic calendar. And again, I'll be taking you through the technical analysis. And with that, let's get down and have a look at what is in for us this week. Which are those activities that we are anticipating to see, or those events that we are anticipating to see high volatility in the market, and where can we which are the areas of the opportunities can we take advantage of this week? So, having a look at tomorrow, or again, getting started with this week, you do have very high impact that are be coming up on the Australian dollar. As you know, Australian dollar is one of the pairs of interest that I'm trading. And we also do have medium impact news on the Australian dollar. During the New York session, during the London session, or again the Euro session, we do have very high impact news on the Euro. And during the New York session, we still do have very high impact news. As you know, again, also on Tuesday, on Tuesday, we do have very high impact news on the Australian dollar and medium impact news. We also do have on the Euro medium impact news and high impact news. As you can see, unemployment change. This is focusing on Spain, which trades the euro. And when you look at during the New York session, we do have very high impact news. That is on the job openings and also medium impact news, quite interesting. The exports and the imports of September and imports of balance of trade of September and August, the month of August. So as we approach on Wednesday, we are looking at very high impact news on the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar. That is during the Tokyo session or again the Asian session. And still during the London session, we can see we have very high impact news on the euro and medium impact news. On the pound, we also have on the pound, we have very high impact news on Wednesday on the pound and the euro. And as we approach on Wednesday, we still do have very high impact news that will be affecting the dollar during the New York session. And as we approach Thursday, we do have very high impact news on the pound, the euro, and again the Australian dollar. During the New York session, still the same thing. You can see very high impact news focusing on the continued jobless claims and the initial jobless claims. So this happens, much of it, a day before the NFP. As you know, the first week of the month, that's when you do have the NFP, and this week we'll be having the NFP that is on Friday, that is on the 7th. And if you break down to look at on Friday, you can see we have very high impact news on the euro, medium impact news on the pound, and again, now during the New York session, you can see we have very high impact news on the NFP. So I believe this week is going to be quite interesting. The first week, each and every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you anticipate to see madness in the market. So it's up to us to position ourselves again on this on different trades or on different markets. Then again, you can carry on moving around with the trades. So let's get down to the technical analysis, and I'll get started as usual by looking at the dollar index. And with the dollar index, it's for us to be able to understand how is the market heading to, so that you can be able to understand or be able to trade these different other pairs. So since this is a new month, as usual, we'll do the top-down analysis quick first. And for this, we'll not change our levels because again, now we have these new areas of monthly support. Here we have this monthly support. The monthly support has changed, and now we have the new monthly resistance, which is currently here. And you can see how this strong candlestick closed. Is this area, will it react as a major weekly lower high, or will it break above this previous weekly lower high? Because this is a strong bullish momentum of buyers trying to come in. And while they're trying to liquidate this major point of imbalance that I can see here, and okay, I don't want to keep on drawing this on the monthly, but you can see we have a major point of imbalance where we have been having rejections. The market has been closing here for several times. The market has been closing above this current level. So you can confirm that this is a major point of imbalance. But anyway, let's first get rid of this because we can still break it down on the weekly time frame. Now, if you look at last week, how the market closed was quite heavy, was quite strong. The market was closing a bullish momentum, and we were looking at this current area. Remember, as we had been analyzing our charts, so let's get rid of this. So this one is resistance. So that's the monthly resistance. Monthly support has changed now. Now this is the monthly support. You can see the good confirmation here. It cleared this liquidity, swept out this liquidity. And once this liquidity has been swept out, I'm looking forward to see this current area. It has been forming higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, which can be seen in the substructures, broken above this weekly lower high, broken above this other weekly lower high here. And will we break now above this weekly lower high that we can currently see here? So we are approaching that current area. And last week, we were looking forward to see this market break above this weekly lower high, which can be seen in the substructure of the daily time frame. If you look at it, we have broken this major point of imbalance. We have broken also this weekly lower high, and all that we are creating here is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And with this structure, we had this major lower high here, which we are looking forward to see it being broken. And for that, I'm looking forward to see if this market will give us an opportunity of coming all the way to these prices of weekly lower high that is there above the price of 100, which is currently here. And that will be a good opportunity because, again, we have still been trading in between these weekly lower high, lower low. Could we create any new lower highs? Could we break above this lower high? Or will you resist and create new lower lows? But what I'm looking at, because of that huge pressure that we have seen there, I'm looking forward to see this market break even above this current area. Because all that we have now is we have this opportunity of seeing this market come to this 78.6 above this 61.8, which is currently here, which again is the monthly resistance. I'm looking forward to see the market take off all the way to this current area. But now, for it to take off, let's see what's in for this week and which are those areas that we are looking forward to see the market bounce back from. So this is the daily support, that's the Friday low. Here we have a major point of imbalance here that I can see here already. Since we have already broken the weekly lower high, so I'll just get rid of this. And now we can mark our levels well. We have slightly broken above this current area. And this is the area of interest that I'll just mark here. Broken above this weekly lower high. And again, we need to see a retest. So here is the only place that I can see a major point of imbalance. So I'd like to see the market coming all the way, probably retest this current area. Or we also have this huge major point of imbalance currently here, which could give the market a chance. But again, I can see this the good point, the major level of imbalance. So before we get to see a huge surge of the dollar or the continuation of that heavy bullish move, I would like to see how the market reacts from this current area or this current level. The price of 99.18, then from there we can get, if we can get a rejection to create a new higher low, then to see this price is pushing higher. You can see also we broke above this current area, and that's a good point of interest that we are monitoring there to see a bounce back from this current area, create a new higher low. Then from that higher low, we could create new higher highs above this weekly lower high that we have seen here, and that is above the price of 100. So I believe you've seen now the understand of having a clear picture of what we are looking forward to see. And with that, I'll not be quick fast in trying to do the analysis of these are a few other pairs of that is on the dollar index, and also these are the major pairs. I'll be quick fast in that because again, I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes or even the 40 minutes in this weekly technical analysis. But again, as you know, we do have the top-down analysis since it's a new week or the first week of the month, and again, we need to do the breakdown from the higher time frame to the lowest time frame and be able to understand the structures. So I'll be cool with it and I'll be taking you through all that. So here we have a different chart, similar there on the dollar index. We have last week we broke above these current areas or major points of interest. Here we had a major point of interest here. It was reacted at major higher low. lower high here, major point of interest, which was broken. We had this higher high, higher low. We are looking forward to see it break above this weekly lower high. Now, if we break above this weekly lower high, we'll be coming all the way to this current area, to this current level, the price of 12,900, or even a break above that, we'll be coming all the way to this current area. We'll be have broken the 0.236%, and we'll be coming to the 0.26, 0.382, sorry, price level. So around that current area Fibonacci retracement level. So you can also see you have, which I have not even seen. Oh, you have a crazy point here that I've just seen here. You can see this huge point of imbalance. So the market will come all the way up here, and that's where I'll be positioning myself, probably in the course of the week. Because again, we have a day-to-day daily technical analysis. Now, for this chart too, we have this the week. For this, I guess they change. Yeah, we have these are the weekly monthly support, monthly resistance, and again weekly support, weekly resistance. You can see that huge candlestick quite strong. We are broken above this weekly lower high, and we'll just get rid of them, delete them, just to make our charts quite clean and as easy as possible to understand. They go. So you are broken above this weekly lower high and above this 1.8%. And where are we heading to? Will we come all the way to this current area? Because again, if we break above this current area, the price of 100, which is there's a chance of seeing this market breaking above the price of 100. Could we come all the way up here? That will be giving us a huge surge of the market, of the dollar index being heavily bullish. And that will be making us understand. What we are looking for to seeing some of all these other major pairs is a huge sell. So it's up to us to just position ourselves and again take advantage of these opportunities that are coming up or lining up. And now here we have now based on the lower time frame that is on the dollar index. You have the first touch, second touch. It takes 2 points to show that the trend is valid, but again, it takes 3 points to confirm that this is a trend. Now, where do we get this confirmation for this trend? So we have this first surge, again, high, low, high, low, sorry, high, 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 low. We created new higher highs. Do we have any new higher lows? We created some higher lows here, but they don't seem quite strong. And so this is the area of interest that I'm watching to see this market come all the way, probably liquidate itself. And once it liquidates itself, create some good higher low. And probably during the NFP, that's when you could see a turnaround. Either way, either way, what you need to just understand or break down in this is market may come all the way, support itself quite well, create some good higher low, and that area will be considered a major point of interest, probably a 1.8 or 50%. Yeah, 50%, which is quite good. And if we get a turnaround from the 50% Fibonacci level, then that will be a good turnaround because again, you can see oxidation levels coincide the weekly lower high, which again, the price of 99.8. So that's a good level that I'll be watching the market to wait for it, patiently waiting for it to bounce back all the way from this current area, get rejected, then we'll have a turnaround of this market. So having that understanding, now we can be anticipating to see most of all these other major pairs on that heavy sell-off. And I'll get started with my first pair of discussion, which is AUDUSD. And as usual, as you know, I do trade much of AUDUSD, and we have this now. This trade, I had moved some of my levels. So this is the monthly resistance, the October resistance, October support here. We do have it there, and again weekly resistance. We have the weekly resistance. You can see it was quite an inverted hammer here. But again, what I understand with this chart, you have some pressure of sellers which are coming in probably from this current area, this monthly resistance. And again, this is a weekly resistance, weekly support. Could we liquidate all this pressure of sellers who are coming in here? And for us to liquidate all those sellers, where do we have that chance? So we had the first area of or opportunity of seeing this market higher from this higher low, create new higher highs, higher low, create new higher highs, and now the market is now on this huge sell-off. But again, I can see a higher low here. So I'll just move around. I'll just move these. I'll just move these and again create some good higher low level, which is my point of interest. Which again, my 17.6 price level, which I would like to see the market bounce back from, or how the market will react near there. And then again, we have this 78.6, a touch of that. There you go. So that's a 17.6 or 85% price level, which I would like to see the market retrace or reject from. Yeah, I'd like to see the market bounce back from that 78.6. The reason why I'm keen with all marking around my levels is because I don't know why I like being precise at some point. So let's first get rid of this now. So we can see we have all this turnaround. So we need to mark our levels of the daily market structure. This is the daily support, Friday, that's day support, Friday support. And again, we have a huge resistance here, which again, we need to see new lower high to give us a pressure for the continuation of this sell-off happening. We remember for this trade, we had a sell-off from all the way from this current area, but again, all that is happening here, it just slow down. And the reason for this slowdown, it's because we have some point of imbalance here. The market is trying to turn around, but this is not a major turnaround point. We still have pressure of sellers coming in. Remember, we are looking forward to see the dollar heavily bullish. And for that, we need to see an access point for us to get an opportunity to see pressure for sellers coming in. And again, we have a major point of interest here, a major point of imbalance, which again, I need to see a turnaround of this market coming all the way here to this current area, get rejected, and once it's rejected from that current level, we'll be coming all the way to these prices of support, which we have major points of imbalance all the way down here. So I'm watching this market come all the way down there to that current area and create some gold liquidity or create some support. If we break below that current area, well and good, that will be great. That will be great. But at the moment, I'm still looking forward to see that sell-off happen. So I'll be patient with this, and that's a good area that we can. I'll be patient to see how the Asian session opens and it closes the Asian session. Then again, I'll be taking advantage. I know it's a Monday. I don't like trading on Monday, but I'll be keen on how the London session will be playing out as we approach the New York session. Then I could take a slight opportunity and risk something small on this, then ride with it for that sell-off. Because again, what could I be risking? Something small, probably less than even 30, 40 pips, but again, I'm focusing on close to more than 120 pips. So that's all on probably on AUDUSD. And again, now my next bit of discussion that I want to talk about is New Zealand USD. New Zealand USD moves same direction with AUDUSD. And for this, since we are looking forward to see a sell-off on the AUDUSD, we are still looking forward to see a sell-off on the New Zealand USD. And for this, let me break it down quick fast on the top-down analysis from the higher time frame, because again, it's a new month. And for this now, the Australian dollar, sorry, the New Zealand dollar, we have now this current area, weekly support, sorry, monthly support. That's the new level. And again, we have some new monthly resistance here. There you go, new monthly resistance. So yeah, there you go, monthly resistance. And again, now we break it down to the weekly time frame, and we can see how the market is now forming up. The structures are just aligning themselves as we are looking forward to see things move. And now for this, I can break it down quite well. Now it's quite easy for you to understand now all that is happening here if you can be able to follow up. So all that has been happening here, you can see we have been creating some weekly lower high, lower low, sorry, lower high, lower low, lower high, new lower lows, lower highs formed, lower lows. We're looking forward to see new weekly lower highs and then create new lower lows. Whenever lower low is being created, it needs to be created below the previous lower low. And for this, all this turnaround, where did it start from? We had this first huge surge, which was a major weekly higher low, which gave us this opportunity of coming all the way here. And now this confirmed a new weekly lower high. But again, this structure, if you look at it, where are we coming? The extension level is that 78.6. We have our 61.8% here, which again can be, we can see it being clearly broken. And when we break it down to the daily time frame, this is the structure that we have. And for this chart, now you have these are the daily high. So let's get rid of these daily high. And when we break it down in the lower time frame, that's the substructures. The market here is trending all the way. It's trending, and again here we had a retracement, which was an ascending channel. Whenever I see an ascending channel, as I've been keeping on saying, we always look forward to see a huge sell-off. And the sell-off started all the way from here. Remember, we had analyzed this from the last week's weekly technical analysis, and the market has just been moving as we have been anticipating. This is a huge range that the market has been supporting or trading in between. I need to see some good sellers coming in. And for these sellers to come in, are we looking forward to see them take advantage of these levels? So let's first get rid of this. Already you can see it has broken that structure. And this was a major level. It was a substructure in the lower time frame, which was a major lower high level. If you look at it, we were watching this major area. You can see how the market has turned around from that current area. It got rejected and came again, started melting down all the way down here. When we look at now this area of interest, I'm anticipating to see this market give us an opportunity. Could this market give us an opportunity? So let's first get rid of this. We can see already the turnaround has happened. So could we get an opportunity of this market coming back all the way up here? Give us a chance of creating new lower highs. That is the substructure on the 4-hour time frame. New lower highs. You can see them here. This is the weekly support. You don't need to buy. To sell at the weekly support. You just need for you to be patient, because again, now here you have a better opportunity for risking more. The price of probably of 0.567, 0.575 or 56 around here, just around here, this current area get rejected. Looking forward to see the market getting rejected from those current areas, and then you can risk a good entry for anticipating to see this market touch this current area of weekly support, break below it, and come all the way. Because again, for this market now, what I'm looking at in the due course of this month or probably in the coming weeks is, could this market give us a chance of breaking below this weekly support, monthly support, and come all the way down here, liquidate all the way to this 78.6, which is currently here. And that would be a good game, because again, for this, if you watch the number of pips, it's close to 150 pips. So that's all that I'm anticipating to see or watch in this current chart of this market on the New Zealand USD. And for that, now you have an understanding of how USD and New Zealand USD, they move same direction. And much of it, Euro out and Euro New Zealand, they move the same direction, and they both move opposite of AUD USD and New Zealand USD. So Euro out, what are we looking at here? So for this trade, last month I was anticipating to see, as we ended last month, I was anticipating to see a huge momentum of buyers coming in on Friday, but again the market didn't. It just happened as we are anticipating. So, but are you gonna forget about what we are looking forward to see? Nope. So we'll just be patient. And so do you have the week monthly support, monthly resistance there, weekly resistance, and again the weekly support down here. As the weekly resistance, weekly support down here. And now for these areas, we just need to position ourselves again on the lower time frame. We have these are the daily resistance. So already we don't have any new Asia high or Asia low. We have new levels, which will be clearly seen probably after the Asian session plays out. So for these, we have the Euro out here. This is the Friday high, and again this is a Friday low, which I'll not keep on drawing it. Yeah, this is a Friday low. For this trade, I remember we had triple bottoms here. And for this trade, I was anticipating to see how the market will react from this major point of imbalance. We have been seeing the market supporting itself quite well here. So for this market, will it break below this kind of area? Try liquidate itself all the way down here before you have a turnaround, which is closer to how many number of pips? 180 pips. Or now these are the opportunity that I'm seeing, or the madness that I'm watching on this trade, because we could get some liquidity. Because how the market closed, we had some huge pressure of sellers coming in, but could this market give us liquidity all the way down here? Liquidity itself, then from there, once we have this liquidation, we see a turnaround of this market. And this is the case scenario that we do have. Now for this trade, we had straight out liquidity here because we had a major point of imbalance here, which again, I had my buys opportunities from this current area, from this current level, because again, this was a major point of imbalance. We got some rejections. And now all that I'm watching is, could we get a chance of this market this week or breaking below this current area, or will it respect and form it as a major support level? Because again, it's not quite wise selling at the weekly support or the monthly support, but it would be wise buying at it. And for that, we have now major points of interest here, which I can see we have my first major point of imbalance, which we have here, which I would first like to see the market test. if the market turns around from this current area and if it doesn't break below this current level. But I'll be watching it how it reacts during the Asian session and again tomorrow's London session. New York session. Because again, we may be having some pressure. We anticipate to see high volatility news on the euro, and that will also give us some advantage of understanding where you're trying to move next. Because for this trade, remember, I'm looking forward to see a huge turnaround. Because if this turnaround happens from this current area, we have a good number of pips to capitalize on. Very good number of pips to capitalize on. Because here we will have assumed that the market has liquidated itself, trying to liquidate itself, and we'll be having this turnaround. It will break the current area, it will be coming all the way to this current weekly resistance, and with this area of huge support could be forming as a huge higher low, which again, what we have been looking for to see, we could break or have a turnaround and form and come all the way to this 17.6. Because all that is happening here, this is just a range. Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. You're looking for to see higher lows be formed and create new higher highs. But since these higher lows have been happening once, twice, thrice, and haven't been pushing us, giving us the opportunity of coming all the way up here, could we liquidate ourselves all the way here to give us some good pressure for the turnaround to happen? Well and good, that would be better. Because again, I'll be taking a better opportunity for these buys from here, then again have that turnaround. And either way, that's all for this current trade. And if you can see something, I've just seen some huge point of imbalance, which coincides with a major point of interest here. For this trade, I'll just be patient with it. And I'll be updating you in the due course of the week. Because again, we do have our day-to-day daily technical analysis. And so I'll be briefing you on this. So at the moment, I don't have any trade on that. And still also similar thing, this trade moves same direction with Euro New Zealand. For Euro New Zealand now, we have now come to a point. We have this massive sell that was trying to happen here. Now we have this weekly monthly resistance. Now there they go on the resistance. And again, you have the monthly support down here. Yep. There you go. On support, monthly resistance. So when you look at it on the lower time frame, you have this major area as my major point of interest. Sorry, weekly resistance. There you go. Weekly resistance. And here for this chart now. Before last month, remember, last month, for those who have been following up on this trade, we have been looking forward to see this market gain momentum all the way from this above this price of 2, but the market has never broken even below it. Now, here you can see a huge major point of imbalance in the weekly time frame. Remember, for before, we were looking forward to see this major point as a major point of interest, whereby the market could have a turnaround. But I will not even delete that, but just draw a new level point of imbalance here. Because again, I can see this now on the weekly time frame. How many weeks will it take for it to bounce back from this current A? And I'll be patient to see how for several weeks, how the market will react in between this current A. Because I can see this is a good area of interest. The market could have a good turnaround. And once you have a turnaround on this market, then it could be a good area of creating higher low and give us pressure for creating new high highs above this current area. And all the way creating new high highs above this price of 2.05, which again is 500 pip move from the 2.0. And for this trade now, if I look at it well, you can see a huge major point of imbalance here. This was another major point of imbalance. So I'll just try also extend it. This is based on the daily time frame. That's all that I'm watching there. There you go. So this market liquidating itself all the way down here. Once it liquidates itself, then I'll be patient to see how we can if we can have a good turnaround. Because again, also there, I believe it will be attaching at 61.8. Yeah, you can see it's trying to liquidate at 61.8%. So this is a good level if the market comes all the way there. And if you can have a bounce back or again turn around from that current level, it will be a good move for good and taking a good advantage. Because again, we'll be buying even below the weekly support or again the monthly support. So if you also look at this, if we break below this 17.6, we'll be trying to come to those extension levels that we've seen. Yeah, our extension levels coincide there. And the last trade nice would be here. So for these trades now, all that I can say is I'll just be patient to see how the market will react in between these. We also have another major point of imbalance in between these. But for this trade, what I'll be watching for this month, could we get on a chance of seeing this heavy trade on this major bullish move? Again, let me just extend this to these higher lows. Yeah, to these higher lows, it sounds much better. Making it come all the way down here, get rejected, then we have that turnaround. That'll be good. That will be better. So that's all for Euro New Zealand. And again, now we get down to gold. And how many people have been patiently or checking up on gold? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? Anyway, let's see what's in for us for this week or this month. Again, you know how you start your month. The first week how you start up your month determines much, or whether you will be on a recovery week or a recovery month, or again. Okay, let me just say it determines much how your next few weeks will be. So if we have a great start, then we can be ending quite great. So for this, let's first get rid of this Asia high, Asia and low, because again, we don't have any of these. So we have these are the weekly resistance, weekly support. Again, all these levels are 1,000 pips, and in between these are 500 pips move. So that's how I marked my levels. So for this trade now, if you look at it on the weekly time frame, we have been looking forward to see this market. In between, you have this huge major point of imbalance, and it coincides with the major point of interest that I've been watching here all the way. So I'm looking forward to this market come all the way, bounce from this current area this coming month. And if I check my levels, this is the monthly support. We have the monthly resistance, and I'm not looking forward to see this market break below even this monthly support. I just need to see it just touch that current area probably, or liquidate alongside this equal. You can see it, my major point of imbalance coincides with this major area with the monthly support. And that's quite good and quite interesting. So when I break it down in the lower time frame for this trade now, we have major levels that we are watching here. For this market to happen, or again to have these turnarounds, these are the weekly resistance. I'm not looking forward to see this market break above this weekly resistance, but could we get a turnaround probably, or a retracement or some rejections at below this area? Because if we break this market above, if we break and close above this weekly resistance, remember for this trade, it's not that this journey has started for the heavy bullish move. No, we also have another major point of imbalance here on the weekly time frame. Don't forget about that current area. It could react as a major point of interest or major point of imbalance, which we could now probably this week it could close on a that bullish momentum. Then we get some rejection, see this market all the way sinking down, all the way down here. Remember, we have some huge sellers coming in all the way from this current area. This area wasn't retested. We create some huge major point of imbalance. But when I break it down in the lower time frame, that's the 4 hour. This is what I want to show you. We have major levels that are the market here. We had the market here whereby it was trending, creating lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So I'm not looking forward to see these lower lows, lower highs being broken. I need to see them be respected. That's what I'm saying. Before, in case the market turns around, well and good, we'll see this market coming all the way up here. But before it turns around or comes all the way up there, when I break it down in the lower time frame, that's the 4 hour time frame or the 1 hour time frame. In the 1 hour time frame, I do have the market a major point of imbalance here, a good level or point of imbalance which comes here, which again coincides with the 4,050 price level. And with that 4,050 price level, it shows some momentum of whereby sellers started coming in. Some momentum of where sellers started coming in or gaining a chance or the opportunity to have that huge sell. So for this trade now, when I watch that area or that major point of interest, and I also try watch on the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame here, we have some major point of imbalance, but cannot be clearly seen. The good level or the first point of imbalance that I can clearly see for myself is this. And again, I can slightly see this price level here. But before we get there, where are our price levels or where are we currently trading at? So last week, I remember we wanted to see a huge sell-off from this current low high. Again, that didn't happen. All that happened on Thursday, the market created new higher highs. And again, this is the Friday low. We liquidated. These are the Asian low. Liquidated ourselves. The market started gaining momentum here. And now, Since the market here, all that we are seeing here is a higher low, higher high, higher low. We haven't created any new higher highs, liquidate ourselves here. And now for this current area, higher low, higher high, we are looking for to see new higher highs be created. And where do we see these new high highs to be created? I need to see this new high highs be created all the way. I can see this area is giving us 78.6, giving us the extension levels a chance of coming all the way to this current area. Sorry, we have a chance of seeing this mark coming all the way to these extension levels that are currently here. As you can see, 4,070. I can see also slightly. I don't know whether you can see this. I've just seen this major point of imbalance, but I also can see another major point of imbalance here. Interesting. And I think I'll just confirm, just put in mine another point of imbalance there. Because now those are my take profit levels that I'll be watching. I need to see the market breaking above even the 4,050. So I'll just get rid of this and I'll mark that. Now these are my area of interest. Because again, it also breaks above the weekly resistance. Sorry, these higher high that we have here. So sorry for these. So we have this chance of seeing this market coming all the way here. Oh no. Yeah, that's the weekly high. Sorry, that's the daily high. You look at it. Oh, sorry, 4 hour high, or depending on the time frame that you want to take it. But this is a higher low. We can see to really liquidate ourselves down here, of this Asian area. That was the Asian low of Friday. We liquidated ourselves, and now all that is happening. The market is not currently trading here. And now, if I look at it in this chart, I want to show you something. Here you have a major point of imbalance. That's why we are getting to see these slight rejections. But for this area, since I'm looking at it as a major higher low, if we break it down the lower time frame, that's the 15 minutes time frame. I want to show you a huge major point of imbalance here, where we had this turnaround. So all that I'm looking for to see is a huge rejection from this current area. Could we break above this current area, this major point of imbalance? You can see the market is trying to gain some momentum here. So could we gain some major point, some chance, or could we gain some liquidity or pressure of buyers, liquidate all these sellers that are trying to come in from this current area, liquidate them at this current area, and then gain momentum to see this market heavily surge all the way to this current area. So for this trade, we have a close to, from this price of 4,000, we have close to more than even 700 pips, all the way to these 4,070. First take profits just around here. That's the 4,050. 4,050. That's why I marked a 500 pip roll. I'm always trading in between the 500 pip roll, because again, you can be dividing now 250, then 500 pip roll. 250, it will be coming at the 4,025. That's 250 pips. Then next level, 4,000 to 4,050. Then again, next level, 4,070. Or again, 4,075, which again will be closer to even more than 750 pips. Then from here, we can be anticipating to see now, probably for rejections later on. Could this happen during the NFP now? From there, probably that madness would now start to have the NFP, but by the NFP will give us now that turnaround. Because when I look at this also, I've not even seen this now. In this market, we could check it well. You can see our extension levels here. Sorry, our liquidity point 17.6. So the market could even break above and come all the way here. So that's a good chance. But again, it's in between this current area of our points of interest. We will also check this lower high. You can see we have a chance here. So anyway, either way, around the price of 4,070, that's why I want to see this market touch or get some rejection. And that's a good game plan for me. Anything that happens above that, well and good. That's that was my chance. That wasn't my part of cake. So I'll just forget about it. And as long as I've gotten the few number of pips in between these, that's a good game plan. Then from here, we could be then later on seeing pressure for sellers coming in, because we have another chance for seeing this market coming all the way here. Because for this rejection, for this market for gold coming all the way down here, that's where we could see the liquidity happening, probably from this current area or this current highs, get rejected, and from these we could have the chance of seeing this market now for all the way, could then create new higher highs. new height. Okay, it doesn't necessarily just come immediately just like that, because here we have some major points of interest, create all that, then again bounce all the way, reject it, and see if you pull back and then gain some momentum, and from there later on in the due course of probably next year or again next year or again this December, we could have these now, the condition of those that massive bullish move. But be ready, we are in for madness on gold. So that's all on gold. And again, my other pair of discussion that I want to talk about is Euro GBP. Now, Euro GBP is my second last pair of discussion. Is it my second last? God damn it. My second, my third last pair of discussion. But again, for this one, it's quick fast for analyzing this. Remember, for this trade, you have been anticipating to see this bullish move. It has been respecting our structure, but despite it being quite slow. Now, this is the monthly resistance, and the monthly support is just down here for this current trade. It has been respecting structures very, very well. So you can see it has just been forming very strong bullish candlestick, very, very strong. Strong. No point of sellers trying to pop in here. So for this trade, remember, we have been looking forward to this trade, this turnaround all the way. This journey started from here, having this massive sell-off, and now let's just be quite mad or quite crazy. We have a chance of seeing this market coming all the way to these price levels, this 17.6. So we'll just mark it here for future reference. This market has a chance of coming all the way up here. How long it will take, I don't know, and I don't care, because I'm not the market mover. I'm just speculating. So that's the 70.6, and you can see we are at the 50%. How long does it take? Could it take for this gen to come all the way here? That's close to 300 pips. Yeah. We have our 61.8 here, which again, this is 61.8 coincides with our major point of interest or our extension levels. When I look at it on the lower time frame, now on the weekly time frame, this is the monthly resistance, monthly support. When I look at it on the weekly time frame for this trade, we have chances or opportunities for this market trying to continue that huge surge. Weekly support, weekly resistance, or again monthly resistance. So we just get rid of these. And now here you can see this market already have this huge surge. We were looking forward to see this market come all the way, break below this current area. But again, market didn't come there. So we just get rid of that. So we are broken above this major weekly lower high. And all that I can see, the market now is trying to gain momentum, come all the way to these prices of the 61.8, which are currently here, which we have also clearly seen. And these areas, if we extend them, they coincide with major points of interest. Lower high, lower high. But again, that's not our major point of interest. That's not our area of interest at the moment. What we are looking at in this trade is we were anticipating to see the market getting rejected from this current area. That was last month. But now we have seen the market breaking above the 17.6, and now it's trying to come to these extension levels. These extension levels coincide with the price of 0.85, 885, and the 0.89. So are we approach those areas? Not really. We are yet to approach them or get closer to them. So we are trading in between this current area, weekly support, weekly resistance, or the monthly resistance. And when I look at it in the daily time frame, we can see this huge surge of sellers trying to come in here. And it's not that. This doesn't mean that now the sellers have started coming in. No. All that we have been forming up here, we are now looking forward to seeing major weekly higher lows be formed, or daily higher lows be formed, or the forward higher lows. Any that is down, because this is a substructure, and we can see here we have a huge major point of imbalance. And also, if I look at it on the 4-hour time frame, I can see we have the major point of imbalance here. And for this major point of imbalance to be broken, we need strong sellers. So all that I'm looking forward to see on this trade is to see this market come liquidate itself down here to this major point of imbalance that I've talked about, break below this Friday low, come liquidate at this major point of imbalance, because again, we'll have also retested these levels which have been broken here. You can see this was a major area that the market has just had broken above it. This was my major level that the market has broken above it, and we just need to retest it. Then once we reject, form some good higher low and create new high highs all the way up here. That would be a good move, because again, how many number of pips will you target in? 100 or 150 pips? That's on that trade. Because again, also, if you look at it, you're also respecting the structures. The market is trading above these structures. So choose your poison on how you're going to trade these trades. So that's all for Euro GBP. And now we have next pair of discussion, that is GBP USD and GBP USD. Now for this trade, I do have this monthly support, monthly resistance for this trade. We have each monthly resistance, monthly support. And now all that we are looking at here is we have been looking forward to this market again, heavily some bullish momentum. But again, so that the bullish momentum has stopped or it has come to a standstill, it depends on whether you have this turnaround. So here we have another major point. These are 500 people, 500 people. We now have it at the 1.25 price level, and 1.25 price level, we have it down here now. And when I get down to this is the monthly resistance, monthly support. When I get down to the weekly time frame, we have this is the weekly resistance. Last week, we were looking forward to see this market reject from this current area, break below this current area, resist, and again, come all the way to this 70.6 and come to this 100% price level, which again was a major point of support. We have some slight rejection that is happening here. This is because now we have touched a major point of equal lows, and the market is trying to reject this current area. But again, I cannot ignore it. The reason why I'm not ignoring that current level or confirming that this is a major point of support, this is a slight major point of support. We have these huge potential sellers coming in. These are lower high, lower low, lower high. We are trying to form some new lower low below this current area. But again, here we have some slight rejection. In this market now, when I look at it in this daily time frame, you have this structure. You have this huge surge that started from this current area. All that we have been forming up is a weekly higher low, higher high, higher low. We haven't formed any new higher highs. So in between this current area, I can see a huge major point of imbalance. And when I take out my fibs or check which are those areas of interest that this market could be heading to, I can see my fibs coincide, or my major point of imbalance coincides with my 78.6. And this turnaround is trying to happen at this 61.8%. Now, first, we had this area as a major point of higher low. We have already seen that this higher low was broken. And all that is trying to happen, we didn't have a turnaround from the current area. And we had this current area as our 78.6. Now, the market breaking below the 78.6 was quite interesting and quite daring for it. The reason why I'm saying it was quite daring, it broke a major point of support, which could have had a turnaround for us to see this market form a good higher low and create new higher highs. But that didn't happen. So we broke the structures. And for us breaking the structures, we need to see a major point of imbalance here on the daily time frame, which again, now this major point of imbalance, I can clearly see it here. And I'll be respecting these structures. I'll be patiently waiting to see this market coming all the way up here, get rejected from that current area. Then we only form some major point of resistance here. When we form some major point of imbalance here, then we can get some rejections. And once we get that rejection, I can see the market, we have some opportunity of sellers coming in from there, coming all the way to the extension levels. You can see the extension levels coincide with the major point of imbalance. So for this trade, we have a good chance of seeing this market come in, not breaking above this weekly resistance. So that's an area to respect, and I'll just mark it boldly, just an area to respect. So in between these current areas, I need to see how the market will react from this current level, come all the way to here, get rejected, then probably you could get a chance. Is it during NFP? I never know, or we never know when this could happen. When this could happen, we never know, but you have a chance. If you take out this current area or this current level, I can see you have an extension levels here. Sorry, my liquidity point coincides with the 70.6 here, which again coincides with the major point of imbalance. We get some rejection, then from there we could have the turnaround of this market happening later on. So that's all for this market, again on GBPSD. And again, I can head to my last pair of discussion, which again is the US30. And now for the US30, I know some few people trade the US30, but again for this trade, we created some new some new levels. Monthly support, monthly resistance. We broke above the previous monthly resistance, and again, now this current area, I can confirm that this is a major point of imbalance on good level. I'd like to see how the market will open. I would really like to see how the market will open this week. Now, when I break it down on the lower time frame, we have these. I get down to the week to the lower time frame. We have these are the weekly support, weekly resistance, which coincide with the money resistance. But again, this was a major point of imbalance, which we major level, which again had been broken. You can see this is the previous week, and again, last week. Sorry, this was last week, but here we have a huge major point of imbalance. I need to see the market retesting between these before you get to see a turnaround of this journey for the continuation of that heavy bullish move. So for this trade now, we have this huge support as these major points of imbalance. You can see here, as I've said, we broke above this current area, and I want to see how this market will react before we have this continuation of the heavy bullish move. These are huge resistance, and when I break it down in the lower time frame, I do have major points of imbalance here, all the way here, and now since I've already seen another point of imbalance here, I'll not ignore this one. Tells me much. The market could come all the way, liquidate itself down here, and if it breaks below, it could come all the way down here. So you have chances for this trade trying to liquidate itself all the way down to these current areas. You can see it consider 70.6. Then from there, we could gain market momentum or create some good higher low to give us some condition of this heavy bullish move. And the reason why I'm saying a heavy bullish move, it's because we have chances of seeing this market. We broke above major levels. For this structure, if you watch it in this manner, for those who have been following up on this trade, we had broken above this major point, this higher high, higher low. We came all the way from this 50% Fibonacci level, 61.8. We had this rejection, and we need to see this market coming all the way to the extension levels. The extension levels coincide with the prices of 48,500 and 50,340. It's currently here. So we have chances of seeing this market coming all the way up there. But how long will it take? We need to liquidate all this pressure for these sellers coming in here, probably liquidate themselves. Then again, we could gain some momentum for the continuation of the huge surge. Either way, at this kind of area, that's where it could be a prime zone for me for a good opportunity for the continuation of the heavy bullish move. But now I wouldn't buy here, but I would rather buy at a major point of support. Either in between, you can see we have here in between these, we have a huge major point of imbalance, but also below that, I can see on the substructures, we have a better point of imbalance, which could be a good advantageous point for me to take a chance of this trade and be heavily bullish on it. So that's all again on this trade. And I would like to stop it at that. I believe this weekly analysis will be of help to many of you. And in case you have any question, hit me up. I'll be ready to answer you. I believe this will be a great week. And again, you're looking forward to great opportunities in this market. Good madness. Let me say, good opportunities. So it's up to us to take advantage of them. And again, looking forward to winning big. So that's all, guys, for this week. And I'd like to stop it at that. I'll be updating you in the course of the week, my day-to-day daily technical analysis. And it's adios for now. Bye-bye.